can crack rocks? This is about speaking about how water come from between cracks, speaking about spring of water. How the spring of water come from the ground. This is something everybody knows. They make it about Allah speaking about scientific miracle, other that the crack and water come out from them. But this is not about water or cracking the rock. This is about water coming from the ground. Okay, when the water come from the ground, isn't it obvious that the water is taking its way through the ground, whatever is in the way, dust, sand, rocks, whatever. But by the way, this is a scientific miracle. Nobody know that. Says Pharaoh's body would be preserved in a sign of humanity. Well, the Pharaoh, he was not preserved in the Quran. I mean, this is a contradiction. Why you don't call me so we can talk and laugh about it? Was really the Quran a book we can trust? Who is the Muslim one to, isn't it, I mean, when you read the Quran, by the way, you die laughing. And when a Muslim he claimed that the Pharaoh was saved, which Pharaoh? That is a mistake. Because how you can call him Pharaoh if a Pharaoh is not a name? You see, in Arabic, when you say the, you are speaking about specific one. When you don't add the, same as in English actually. Like when you say the house, you mean certain house. When you say the tree, you mean certain tree. Which Pharaoh? Any Muslim want to call me? We can talk about the Pharaoh. Anyone? Or anything you choice you have. You like Pharaoh, you like anything. My duty to get whatever you say busted. Anyone? Nobody? So we are lucky today. What? We are unlucky? There's nobody want to do the defense today? Let us go and see the Pharaoh story. First, let us see it here. As long no Muslim want to call. I think it's here, isn't it? Where is the Pharaoh? I remember I saw it here before. Oh, here we go. For centuries, it was thought that Egyptian ruler was referred as pharaohs. Actually, the Christian Bible insists Abraham and Joseph interact with pharaohs. However, modern discovery show that cannot be true. Pharaoh is a title given to a ruler in the Egyptian new kingdom, not before. Remember carefully. That's what the Muslims are saying. In the Christian Bible, it says Abraham and Joseph interact with the Pharaoh. All right. So this is not true. Before the new kingdom, the word Pharaoh mean a great house, and it referred to the building of the court or the ruler. And then here they are quoting from Wikipedia. And then so when we are no Pharaoh at that time, Abraham or Joseph, they were just king, but the Quran did not do this mistake. Any Muslim agree with this? Any Muslim agree with this? Who is a Muslim would like to call me? Mayday. Hmm? Mayday. Mayday. Unbelievable. I mean, you know, when the Muslims they make a claim, I always laugh. All what I'm asking for, who is the Muslim he can call and he stand for what is written in this article? I don't want to talk to myself. Anyone? Is it true what is written in this fraud article? No Muslim? So what we will do? Why you Muslims you make things you can't stand for it? I just showed you what you this is what is written. All what you need to do, call me and say I agree. And leave the rest for me. Who wanna do it? Anyone? How sad. So how we will debate now? What we will do? No, he did not preserve the miracle of the Pharaoh. You see, Samira, you are not. You know, I'm just going with you. Okay, Samira, what's her name? Samira. Samira Saudi. She is saying, let me show you her text. She asked me to change this topic because this is not what she is asking for. She's asking for this. She said, go to another miracle. Isn't it miracle preserving the Pharaoh body? First of all, which Pharaoh is preserved and how it's preserved? Secondly, the Quran does not say so. If you go to chapter of Yunus, chapter 10, and you read it from verse number 92 to from 89 to 92, you will see it says that Pharaoh he was not killed and he was not drowned. But if you go to chapter 17 and read it from verse 102, 103, and Al-Qasas and etc., you will see that, like how the stupidity in the Quran appear. Let us go there. All right. Let us go to Surah Al-Isra. All right. Read with me carefully. You are the one who said to me that isn't it a miracle to preserve Pharaoh? So what is this stupid here? Guys, does it say that Pharaoh was killed and he was drawn? If we go to the other chapter in the Quran, chapter of Yunus, we will find right away the stupid contradiction. How this can be the book of God. We go chapter 10, go all the way to 89 and 90 Here the Pharaoh, he said he was saved from the drowning, and he wanted to be convert to Islam. So which one of them is the true one? Are you there, Samira? Which one of them is the true one? The one that says he died, or the one who says he survived? He said, I believe in Allah. And then he says, and now before thou dost reveal being of those that did corruption. So the Pharaoh, when what happened, the Pharaoh, he decided to convert to Islam, and he is a Muslim. No, it says he survived. Okay, hold on, guys. It doesn't say he survived. It doesn't say he survived. Let us show you more. All right, let us go to other verse. We go to Az-Zukhruf. Here we go. I don't remember which verse I'm looking. Okay. Yeah, here. Let's see. Here. Look what happened to Pharaoh. Let's go a little more. Hold on. Yeah, let us go to 43 and from 43 or 50. Here it says that we drowned them all together, Pharaoh and all the people. How clear I can make it more? So Samira, you want to say it doesn't say to drown them all? Talking about the Pharaoh, all the verses about the Pharaoh, and then it says, and because they anger us, we took them and we drowned them all together. Who? The Pharaoh and his men. And the Pharaoh proclaimed among his people, oh my people, I do not possess the kingdom, blah 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 blah. And then what? And because they anger us, we drowned them all together. Still you will say to me, did not? Can we make it more clear? Guys, does it say so when they had angered us, we drowned them all together? Where it says, okay, hold on. In the Quran it says that Allah, oh, hold on. She's talking about, just to show you how silly the cult of Islam is. In chapter Yunus, chapter number 10, and I think she's talking about verse number 89 to 92. Let us go there and laugh. Okay, this is a chapter 10. It says, we saved you, ننجيك ببدنك لتكون لمن خلفك آية وإن كثيرا من الناس عن آياتنا يغفلون. Does it say we saved him? You said we saved him, right? Okay, this is your translation, by the way. What is your comment, Samira? The body of the Pharaoh was preserved. She is saying the body of the Pharaoh was preserved. The body of the Pharaoh was preserved. So hold on, hold on. If the body of the Pharaoh is preserved, what is the name of the Pharaoh? You see, your Muslim article saying Pharaoh is a title. So the body of Pharaoh, how you call him Pharaoh and what Pharaoh? Secondly, here it says nunajjika bi badanika, not the body will preserved, we will save you. You as an individual. Now let us go and see the interpretation so we can laugh a little bit. Can we? Let us see what this verse according to the Muslims. Hold on. Chapter 10 verse number 92. We open tafsir. And this is the interpretation of the Abdul. We save your cadaver in its armor, and thou mayst be pretend that you may be listen, such as they do not claim what you claim. You know what the Muslim they try to do. I don't understand anything what it says here in English, but what the Muslim they try to say that the Quran is speaking about saving the body of the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh is saved by doing what they call it, the Egyptian they do. This is not because Allah he saved him. They did the surgery, they take his stomach, they would do things. This is they do it for all the pharaohs, not only one. So this is how silly the Quran saying we saved you. It's not Allah who made the surgery for his body. All those bodies who you find for the pharaohs are not saved by Allah. And which pharaoh? And none of them saved by because a miracle, because simply they make a surgery. They put injection of a chemical inside their body so they will not be eaten by the bacteria. What does this have to do with your God? Who is the one who did preserve the Pharaoh? It's your God. Your God he took off his stomach. Your God he took off his belly. Are you there, Samira? Is that how the Pharaoh was preserved according to science? Like he was taken out by Allah and he was preserved, that's it? Which Pharaoh he was drawn by the sea? Give me his name. Okay, how you say, just to show us, Amira, how silly what you are saying. What is the name of the Pharaoh which is drawn by the sea and he was preserved from the sea? Can you give me the name? And how he was preserved? Ramses. Ramses was preserved by Allah. Who told you that? Who told you that Ramses was preserved by Allah? And as long his name is Ramses, why Allah don't call him Ramses? Why he call him the Pharaoh? And how he is preserved, and then Allah he says we drowned them all, because if you are drowned you are not preserved. Secondly, all the bodies of the army of Pharaoh, they should not really disappear totally, because the flood of in the sea, in the Musas, it was not really in the deep sea. Those people they were walking in the ground, and then the sea collapse on them. But this is temporarily, like for this little time. So how they are preserved? Do the science says that they found that Ramses the Pharaoh in the sea, his body in the sea? Is that what they say? And his body is preserved? Samira, can you give me what you are saying? Is that what it says? So this is the fabrication of Muslims, and this is a contradiction in the Quran. Secondly, in the same chapter we are reading about the Pharaoh, you will see here how the Muslims, they say stupid things when it's come to the religion. As an example, was the Pharaoh a Muslim or he was not? The Egyptian language has been dead since thousands of years. The reason that Allah called Moses because according to evidence everyone back called him Moses, not Moses. Guys, at that time everybody called him Musa, not Moses. Moses, this is in English. In Hebrew, you idiot, it's Moshe. So it's not even correct name. All the names have to come from the Hebrew. And if we ask your God and we ask you what Moshe mean, what you will say? What the word Musa mean? You do not know, because Islam is a cult. What Israel mean? You do not know. What Pharaoh mean? You do not know. What Ibrahim mean? You do not know. What Sarah mean? You do not know. What Maryam mean? You do not know. What Isa mean? You do not know. What Allah mean? You do not know. Because Islam is an aftermarket cult. So look what she said. Said, according to the Egyptian language, everybody there call him Musa, which is the correct way in the Quran, according to her. Where do you get this from? There's no Musa exist. Your God in the Quran think that the one who built the Babylon is the Pharaoh. Let me show you. The Tower of Babel. Your God, he mix between a minister of the Assyrian, his name is Haman, and he make him the minister of the Pharaoh. Here we go. The Tower of Babel was built by Haman, the minister of the Pharaoh. Do you see it? Do you see the history? If you go in the Bible, you will see the Bible speak about Haman, but Haman was in Iraq. What Haman have to do with this Pharaoh? And the one who built the Tower of the Babylon is not the Pharaoh. And supposedly this Pharaoh, he built the tower so he can go and speak to God, and this is the purpose of the Tower of the Babylon. Is that the same Quran we are talking about, or different Quran? Moses was the name given by a newborn because he was only survived as yeah, you know, you are copying it from where you get this name from the Christians. Show me from your Islamic reference where you get this from. Show me where your prophet told you that. Guys, just to show you the hypocrisy of the Muhammadan, she go in Google and she search, and then she got the name, but this is not what your prophet says. Show me. I'm listening. Show me where you get from. Is that from your Islamic your prophet teaching, or this what the Christian says? And there's nothing is called Musa's and nothing is called Musa. You are stupid again. This is a wrong name. Musa's is the Latin version, the same as Jesus. There's no Jesus. There's Yeshua. So those are because the language does not match with the old original language. What Musa? So look how the Muslim, they fabricate a story, try to make it fit with the Quran, and try to make the Quran a book of science. And not only that, by the way, here you notice something very funny. Anyone notice there's something we said to you before? Anyone notice the connection between this and something we said before about magic? What this tower is built for? What this tower is built for? Is built for the king. He want to speak, the Pharaoh, he want to speak to the God. Correct? He want to see the God of Moses. This is the purpose of this tower. But look what happened. In different verse, Allah, he used the same tower to send down his angels. and he decided to open a school of magic like Harry Potter. Do you see it? So how Allah used the tower which is built by Haman to send down his angel? Why this tower became the Babylon elevator? So the Pharaoh, he built a tower to see the God of Moses. The God of Moses, he decided to send two angels, their name is Harut and Marut, using the same tower built by the Pharaoh. And what is the name of the tower? The Babylon. Do you see it? Are you there, Samira? So the Pharaoh, he built the tower of the Babylon, so Allah, he can use it as elevator to send his angels. And what is the purpose of those angels? To come down to open a school to teach magic, Harry Potter. Read carefully and love. No, Samira, it's according to historical evidence too. Actually, you know what? There's a guy, the Muslims, they always say, can you debate this guy? What his name? I forgot his name. Brat? I forgot his name. This guy who the Muslim, they like what he say, supposedly. He said the most accurate historian book, legitimate book in history is the Bible. And he is anti-Christianity. The most accurate book ever have proofs and manuscript is the Bible. And look here, just to show you how stupid this cult. This verse alone is enough to prove to us Islam is a very funny, stupid cult. Allah, he sent two angels from the heaven. Their name is Harut and Marut, and they land down in the Babylon tower. And then they taught not any man without they said, we are but temptation, do not disbelieve. For from them they learned how to they might divide the wife, the man and the wife. So what they do? They send people to teach magic, sorcery. Do you see it? And those angels, they open a school in the Tower of the Babylon, the same as we saw in Harry Potter. And look like they came down with the broom. And before you join the school, you have to sign a disclaimer by Allah. And the disclaimer is very simple. You have to sign the following: they taught not any man without they say, disclaimer, disclaimer, repeat after us, we are but a temptation, do not disbelieve. From them they learned how they might divide the man and the wife. So Allah, he sent two angels to teach people how to make people divorce. Allah, he sent angels to do temptation. I thought Shaitan, he do that. So when you speak about history, here we go, this is the history. Haman became with the Pharaoh, and Haman, by the way, he have an army too, not only he's a minister. And Haman, he built the Tower of the Babylon. But okay, let me ask you, Samira, as long you are a historian girl, what is the tower which Moses built? The Pharaoh he built so he can reach the the God of Moses. I'm not changing topic, it's the same topic. It's the same topic. Pharaoh, one verse he was saved, one verse he was not. One verse he converted to Islam, the other verse he was not. And just to, as long as we're talking about Pharaoh, let me show you more garbage. According to Muslims, Allah, he sent only Muhammad, a messenger for all mankind. Correct, guys? The Quran says we never send a messenger except in the tongue of his people. And Muhammad is the only messenger. He is a messenger for all mankind. So how Moses was sent to the Pharaoh, as you said to me? As long as the messengers are sent only to their people, and Moses was a messenger for the Jews, Isa was a messenger for the Jews, as Muslims they claim. But the Quran says that Allah, he sent Moses to the Pharaoh. So who is the stupid here? Was Moses a messenger for the Pharaoh, or he was a messenger for the Jews? Not only Moses was a messenger for the Pharaoh, Aaron his brother too. What do you say? Any Muslim want to answer? Moses, he came to the people of Pharaoh and says, believe you have to become a Muslim. I thought Moses is a Muslim, is a prophet for the Jews only. Any Muslim? Read carefully, guys. Then we had sent forth after them Moses and Aaron to Pharaoh, and we send them our signs. So Moses was sent to the Pharaoh, which means everything the Muslim they say about Moses was a prophet for the Jews only is a lie, because as you see, he was sent to the Pharaoh. And here, look what has happened. When we read the stories in the Quran, you will find how Muhammad he jumped from a place to a place with no connection. If you read verses before and verses after, you will see there's no connection. In the verse number 90, it says that the Pharaoh he followed them and his army. And it says, we drowned him. Muslims, isn't it? This is total contradiction for other verses where it says Allah he did not drown him and he saved him. So the Muslim, what they would do, they say, oh, we have Pharaoh bodies exist in the museum. Allah saved the Pharaoh. Which Pharaoh? And those are not saved by Allah. Those are saved by a surgery. And they are not saved, by the way. Even those bodies are not totally saved. I mean, what's saved? Like there's little skin in the body. Your prophet himself, he said, let me show you, as long as you are talking about this, the miracle. Your prophet, he said that the prophet of Allah, their body will not be consumed by the ground, by the earth. And then we find the reference in Islam says by Ibn Abbas, by Omar and etc., and those are like the big leaders, is speaking about Muhammad, his body decay and his stink. So Allah he preserved the Pharaoh, he keep his promise, but Allah did not keep a promise for Muhammad, where Muhammad he lied openly saying that we prophets of God, the earth is forbidden from consuming the body of the prophet, which means we should find the body of Moses too. We should find the body of Adam. We should find the body of 125,000